Welcome to Richer Scale Modelling. This is the AS51 Horsa Mark 1 from Italeri. The scale is 172. It's a basic kit from Italeri. It's going to go with the C47 I done earlier, which you can check out in my other builds. So this is the box. There's not much in it. I'll just go through the instructions here. Very simple instructions. There we go. So you can tell there's not a lot. It does come with a set of figures though, which is quite good. And the sprue, the kit itself, we have the wings. And not a bad detail, raised panel lines. I'm not sure about them, to tell you the truth, but I'm not going to sand them down and rescore them. It'll just take too much time. And for the details part of the sprue, so there's not a lot in the kit at all. So what we're getting here is just the basic kit. There's not a lot inside it. And finally, the figures. Now they appear to be very well moulded, which is good. I'll just get the decals. So decals, again simple, but these ones do have the invasion stripes in a decal form. Different registry plates there, but it's just one set of decals. There's nothing to write home about really. And the clear parts, again, it's your basic form really, main canopy and windows. So overall, it's a basic kit, which is fine. Yeah, and it is a glider after all, so there wouldn't be much inside it. So, we'll get on with it then. Well, first of all, I'm going to be putting on the decal for the instrument panel. I'm putting it on while it's still attached to this sprue. The reason for this is because it's so small, it's just easier to manoeuvre it around on the part. As long as you don't put it too close to the tree that's holding it onto the sprue, you're okay. So once that was done, I started just painting the general block colours on the sprue. So you'll see you're doing grey, then it goes into greens and so forth. Here I'm painting the fuselage black, so it's a strip of black where the windows are. And that's just so that when the windows go inside, I don't have to mask off the windows. And now I'm just building up the cockpit. Not a detailed cockpit, and anyways, again it's a glider because you know they don't put much effort into making those planes. So it's just the bare minimum that they have in them. So the kit reflects that. So I'm using a 0.03mm drill bit here to just drill in the holes for the aerials that will go in near the end of the build. So now it's just a little bit of cement on the window portals before I put in the clear parts. The clear parts were easy enough to put in. You know, they all fit in rather nicely. And now we're building up the seating area for the glider. Now you have two options here for the seats to be up or down. I decided to have one row up and one row down, but when it's put together you really can't see inside. So bonding the seat area to go in now. As you can see, there's one side up, one side down, and it just remains to close up the fuselage now. As you see here, we went together really well, the tail section, and then of course the cockpit will be going on the nose cone. I'm moving on to the wings. Again, it's just straightforward bonding them together. I liked how the wings went together actually for in the aspects of a model kit. They were really good. So here comes the nose cone going on. And now it's all dried, I'm just sanding down the seams, going down the different various sandpapers as I do. I noticed that there was a little bit of gapping issue on the wings. I don't know whether that was me or the kit itself, but it was just hairline cracks really. So I just put in a little bit of filler and wiped it down with a tissue, and that was it. You can see on the right there, that's fine. Now it was a case of masking off for my lens, so it's going to be black on the main fuselage and camouflage on top. So I'm just putting the masking tape on for the black line. That's masking tape on, and the paint's drying, so I'm just moving on to painting the base coat on the wings. That's flat earth, I think it is, or just plain brown. It went on rather nicely, and doing the same again for the top of the actual fuselage. So after painting the wings and that, it's time to go to the fuselage. The wings are not attached here, I just held them in place. They fit so well. I just held them in place so that when I'm doing the camo, it would run into the wings, so there wasn't any weird brackets where it looks slightly off. So as you can see it all coming off here, you get a better idea. So there you are. So it's time to glue on the wings now. So the top part's being done now, so it's concentrating on the landing gear and so forth. So these are just the supporting struts for the back and front wings. This belly pan here thing, I have no idea what it's for. I tried putting having a look, but couldn't find anything. I would assume it's to aid in landing because it's a glider. I have no idea. But working on the wheels here. So just building the wheels up now, that everything's dry, so the struts going first. It's always good to look at how the struts are going to go before you put them in, so dry fit if you can. So here they go, and the actual whole workup of the kit, how it's thought out how to be done, I was really impressed with. So now I'm just putting on some clear varnish, that's from Pledge Clear, before I put in the decals. So I'm just putting that all over, then when that's dry we'll put the decals on. You'll notice there that I've got a little humble paint top on the nose. That's because I forgot to put in weight on the nose, so it will be a tail sitter if you don't. Decals are going on, a mixture of microsole and microset, just to adhere to it, and it really does help if you use this stuff on uneven surfaces for the decal to set properly. So I've just gone through the process there, and while that's all drying I'm starting to paint up the canopy. So it's back to the decals on the bottom side now, so it's the same principle as I done on the top side, microsole, microset, and just leave that to dry. So it's back on the canopy. What I'm doing here is I'm just using a cocktail stick and scratching off any excess paint that's gone over the line. It's an old method of doing it, but I prefer to do it that way than you masking off the canopy. And this is just a canopy glue onto the nose here for the canopy to fit on. It fitted really well, like the entire kit did really. So that's the canopy on. So now once it's all dry, it's a case of putting the aerials on, the little maps. I did manage to break one off in the end, like I always do on these models. So now that's on, I'm just doing a little touch up, repainting the maps, and now I'm putting on another coat of clear varnish. This is for the next step, which will be weathering. Now I just lightly weathered this using Tammy weather pigment, as you can see here. So I'm just putting in some dirty streaks where dust and things would come off the wings, and then I use a very light dusting of white and soot over the decals and that to give it a used look. So now I'm going to be putting the last coat of varnish on, and this is a matte varnish from Winsor & Newton. It's a very good varnish. They also do semi-gloss as well as gloss, but you can see the results there. And I'm just putting on a little bit of easy line for the aerial now. Just attach it with a little bit of super glue, and once it's dry just cut off any excess and dab a little paint on your contact, and that's that done. So that's the model complete. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for my next videos. This is to go with the C47 that I did earlier on. You'll see a little bit of a slideshow now of the finished model. But thank you for now. Bye bye.